Okay, this is another video for integrals. This is problem number 17 on the homework. It was take the integral from 1 to 5 of dt over t minus 4 squared. There's a sneaky little catch about this problem, but could go through and work it out, and then at the end of it you'll see what the catch is. But so we'll just go ahead and say that u is equal to t minus 4. So du dt is just equal to 1. So du is going to be equal to dt. And then since we're going to be putting a u in, you could go ahead and figure out what the new interval for the integral is going to be. So it's going to be 5 in place of the t minus 4. There's going to be 1 and 1 minus 4. It's going to give us negative 3. So, we can go ahead and rewrite everything. So the integral from negative 3 to 1 of du, since du is just equal to dt, over our u squared. Alright, so technically this is negative 3 to 1 of 1 over u times 1 over u, which will give us our u squared, times du. Okay, so now we can go ahead and take the antiderivative. And so ln of u is, 1 over u is the same thing as ln of u times the ln of u, and the du goes away, and technically that should be the absolute value. But anyway, this is the only way that kind of makes sense in my head as far as explaining what the catch is, because I was sitting here and just trying to put it in terms other than stating what's super obvious. But I'll go ahead and I'm not sure if this explanation is right as far as what I'm trying to go through and do, but so if anyone has any extra info on it, feel free to let me know. Okay, so I had ln of u times ln of u, which is just ln u squared, from negative 3 to 1. And so if you went to plug in the handy-dandy equation, and if you get ready to do everything, you get ln of u squared, which is 1. Technically that whole thing would be squared, which would be 1 squared minus the ln of negative 3 squared. So this would be 0 minus, and whenever you try to take the ln of a negative number, that does not work. It's bad juju. It's undefined, you can't do it, all that good stuff. So it does not exist. And it does not exist squared, just means it really does not exist. And so 0 minus something that really does not exist just really does not exist. But here was a little tricky thing as far as Captain Obvious. It was dt over t minus 4 squared. Alright, so if you set this equal to 0, you would see that, dt would just be whatever. But if you set t minus 4 to 0, you get that t would be equal to 4. And since that 4 falls in that interval for the integral, the 0 would be on the bottom. Which would give us 0 on the bottom, which we know leaves us with something that does not exist. So that's the sneaky little trick to that one. So if you just wanted to save yourself a lot of time on problems, whenever you see something like this right here that we're supposed to be taking the doing the integral on, just check and see if your interval, if a number in there would make it undefined, and you can save yourself a whole lot of time.